I'll tell you what's exciting me right now, right? How great things happen to come along. I'm really, really, really chuffed. I need to pull out that book. It reminds me. It's if you recall, on Saturday, I just came out the Jewish New Year. I was a bit frazzled, so I really couldn't go on downstream, and I really wanted to because they're talking about James Bond. I freaking love James Bond. So I finally got around to watching it yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. I'm talking to Dan about it, and from that, I think we're going to be doing a regular, right? A regular James Bond, like weekly, on his on his channel, and it's going to be like a fun chat about James Bond, which I'm really genuinely excited about, right? I can't wait, right? Because you know why? And we were talking about how we're both so excited about doing this. 1 second. He just what's that? Contact me about it right now because we're both buzzing, right? We're both buzzing. Great. Okay, he's messaging me about it. I'm going to send a message back right here. Okay, I'm kind of talking about a bit on air, like how excited I am because I'm so freaking excited. That's the thing. There's no fun one. They're all like analyzing the Grips roster for in 1973 compared to 1997. It's all like very technical stuff, right? No, I'm looking forward to talk about James Bond being fun, which is like we just grew up with it being fun, right? It's part of our childhood. It's just fun, and I'm very looking forward to this because we are gonna have a lot of fun with this, right? Fine. So I'm just all about it. Okay, fine. Catch the stream and see what's going on. Anyway. So that's it. And we realized that this is what we used to do about Doctor Who, right? But whatever happens when you talk about classic, there's still a tear in the eye. It's like that old ad for like Keep America Beautiful. The Indian sees a tear in his eye. Like the devastation. We can't sit around and have a laugh at Doctor Who because there's uptight, po-faced cunts all around the world who'll go, "Hey, you're a Nazi, you're a Nazi, you're a Nazi." Yeah, and half of them work for Doctor Who. Oh, fuck me. Which is shit. And has been shit since, it was like Marvel. Went woke, it's gone broke. And they're still making it. Yes, I know they're still making it. It's because they got the money, right? They got it up front. But, like, I'm going to be amazed if there's anything beyond the war between the land and the sea. I really will, right? I mean, maybe there will. But from this production, I don't understand why there would be. I can understand like a streaming service buying it and it's installing their own production team, right? But like, why would you keep this production? Anyway, so like the sort of things I want to do with it, like he wants to, and we've been talking all day. We're like, we can do this, we can do that. Okay. Like they're can be very focused discussions. Like, I don't want it like kind of like was it navel gazing a little bit? Like what's talking about the best Q appearances, that sort of thing. So I was thinking, what would I rank as the best pre-title sequence, right? And it's really hard, right? It's really, really hard because there's been a lot of very good ones recently, right? Let's start off with Pierce Brosnan because I think I can remember most of those, off the top of my head. So GoldenEye, it was awesome. Are you kidding me? That's one of the only thing is he hadn't really filled out enough in the role yet. But oh man, you had the dive over the dam at the beginning, and then somehow they ended up on top of a mountain. I don't understand it. He flew them. Did you notice that? It didn't matter. It was so good, right? And the introduction of Sean Bean. I mean, his introduction upside down, right? Pierce Brosnan's instincts on playing the role were perfect, right? It was not the what was I going to say? It was not the oh, that's good. Was it? Yeah, his instincts were absolutely perfect. Which is why I think he was so thrilled to have the role. Right? It wasn't a carbon copy of the books at all. It was an amalgam of what James Bond was then culturally, and he brought back the fun to it and the sass to it. I mean, that which all came through from that movie, but especially the pre-title scenes, right? And it's ridiculous, right? But who was that? Not Gillian Campbell. Who? He's directed a few of them. And he's a good director, right? But you have the dive, the meeting up with Sean Bean. He was introduced excellently. Bond's like, I'm alone, I'm armed, and Sean Bean's like, aren't we all 007? Yes, come along, 008. I love that. Oh God, it's like fanboy wet dream, and still really, really good. Like good entertainment that normies enjoy, right? So you got that nice little banter going on. The good tense bit with all those barrels of whatever it was. I know, and then that chase off the edge of the cliff after coming to the bottom of the dam. It didn't matter, right? And then the plane, like first came the plane, right? The people on bikes by him. I mean, he was just perfect. He knew what he was doing right from the first moment, right? And then. And it's ridiculous when he goes over the edge of the bike after the plane, and like he sails down and gets the plane and pulls out the death dive. Oh, James Bond was back, and probably back for the first time I know, probably since Moonraker, right? I mean, just really back. Don't get me wrong, I like For Your Eyes Only as well. But I like all of them. I like all Bond movies, right? But that went away from that fun. That's where it started going away from that fun Bond, right? So that's a great gun barrel scene, right? But then you think Tomorrow Never Dies, and that's perfect. I mean, it's a perfect gun barrel scene, right? Because he's beefed out a lot. He's great at the action. I love how he introduces him like he's lighting somebody's Russian cigarette and punches them out, right? He does the action just really, really well, right? And I like that it very much ties into the rest of the movie. I think it's very important of a James of a pre-title sequence, right? Which is where Star Trek Into Darkness. No, is it Star Trek Into Darkness? Yeah, totally failed. Their like pre-title sequence just was completely disconnected. It's mostly disconnected. It was a shit script. Anyway, but yeah, look, I like that it was really focusing on his extended like office. You had M and you had Tennant and I can't remember Colin Salmon, right? And he had great lines, right? And Jeffrey Palmer as the admiral said, "Okay, M, this is a military operation. It was a naval operation now. They fire those missiles." And he's like, wait, there's a nuclear bomb there. And like, that was a nuclear bomb. Anyway, and they're like, they can't blow up the missile that they shot from, some British frigate, right? And so Bond fights his way through an arms fair and steals a plane, right? Steals the plane with the bombs, with the nuclear bombs that if it gets caught in the missile strike, will go up and destroy everybody, right? And also introduces the villain. And you had an evil Russian pilot who following him. But no, the battle, the fighting stuff. He's like again tilting his Kalashnikov as he's standing on top of a MiG, right, with the cockpit open and then he takes off and a real pilot tries to kill him and you got the other guy and you had like the comical. Ejector seat moment into the other plane, and then you got Bond saying, "Yes, very good, White Knight to whatever it is. Where would he like the missiles delivered?" Very good, Bond. Those two, right? I know, pretty darn strong contenders. So they're very. That's just Bronson. Then World Is Not Enough. That one, no, that's the weakest of the three thus far. And I like the chase sequence, landing on the Millennium Dome. I like. Did it introduce what's his name, the villain? I mean, very good. That's why I prefer World Is Not Enough to Tomorrow Never Dies. So I didn't think John Price was a great villain. I thought the henchman was a bit gay. He probably was. Yeah. So I didn't think they went there. Although Terry Hatcher, mate, what perfect bongo. That scene where he unzips her dress. And it falls down. She's got wearing stocking suspenders, and the seams are perfectly lined up on the back of her legs. I'm like, oh. So yeah, there's a lot to recommend it. So I just wanted there was. Oh yeah, no. So you also had Q's exit, which I thought was quite good from the gun barrel thing of the World Is Not Enough introduction of John Cleese. But it was they were a bit too far on the silly side, right? You know, you had the boat going across the ground and then underwater he's straightening his tie, which is, I get it. It worked in GoldenEye, right? When he came through the Russian monument in a tank. He stepped down and he's straight, perfect, right? Again, his instincts were just right. And then Die Another Day, he's captured, isn't it? In the pre-title sequence. I think, yeah, that's like oh no, that's the surfing a tsunami, and then that's by far the worst one, right? So then you have a long way, and you got Casino Royale. I mean, that's in terms of entertainment, that's a pretty good pre-title sequence, right? It's very visceral, it's very different. Very different gun barrel. It sort of sets up this Bond, and it sets up they're doing something different with him. But for me, again, I think it lost a little bit of the fun, right? The fun. Now, what was it in Quantum of Solace? What was that pre-title sequence? See, the ones that aren't good, you can't remember. Of Solace, Prequences, apparently it's called. I never knew it was called a prequence. That's pretty cool. A pre-title sequence. Let's go for that. It's Bond drives from. Oh, that's the one in Siena. Fantastic guy. That's probably the best bit of that movie. Oh, right. It's a fantastic car chase. Looks beautiful. I mean, that's the thing about the Craig Bonds. They do look fantastic, right? That's probably the best bit of the movie. It's a good one. It's distinctive, right? And then you have Skyfall. Skyfall, not Spyfall. Skyfall. I like that Daniel Craig has I think he's really synthesized little Bond at that point, in that he's become a bit fun, right? He likes, he fixes his cufflinks in the middle of the action stuff, and there's a lot of good stuff in that one, right? But then he gets shot by Moneypenny, which I thought was a good idea, frankly. I think that explains the intimacy of their relationship, right? And I do hear. So I think that was actually a good plan. I would have loved to have seen some more with that Moneypenny. They could have done like TV shows based around the Office Moneypenny with Ralph Fiennes in it. I think it'd be really good. Then you have that was Skyfall. And how did what's his name? Is it Die Another Day? Is it Die Another Day? No, it's not Die Another Day. No Time to Die. That wasn't a good one at all. It's isn't that setting up the villain? I think. 1 second. Who did? What is the? I don't want to hear the title song. Was it pre-title sequence? I don't want to have to watch it. Opening sequence, what is it? Everything was a No Time to Die. It's the longest one. Oh, right. Okay, so first you got the whole flashback with the on the snow, right? And I felt that just kind of detracted from it quite a lot, right? and then does it go? Then does it go into the everything was into Italy, right? Which is where it should have started. And he's hanging out with what's his name, like the Madeline, whatever, going to the grave of Vesperlin. It's very good. It does feel like it's wrapping up the Craig Bond. That's why I think the whole prequel stuff was just a bit pants, right? I think it detracted from it. Fine. And then when he feels he's been betrayed, that like bit where you're not sure if he's going to let himself be killed or not. I mean, that's all very good, but again, I think it just kind of like dissolves from there, frankly, right? So you get, I think they could have recut it, and maybe it would have been better. I think if you cut out the villain a bit more, right? Again, and maybe make a TV movie out the villain. Sorry, that would have been better. Okay. So that's a lot. I just went through a lot of them, man, and that's just after Bronx. I mean, they also got to bring in "Spy Love Me," which probably one of the best pre-title sequences, right? Fantastic. Oh, just to reiterate the point, this is you can see Bronson. I'm going to show you 2 teaser trailers. Brosnan's not Bronson. Brosnan's like complete affinity for this role from the first GoldenEye teaser trailer. I mean, check this out. It's a new world with new enemies. 25, brilliant, new threats. But you can still depend on one man. Yeah, it was a back to basics.
You were expecting someone else?
I love it. Okay, but the whole like being seducing the analyst, that was brilliant. And Famke Janssen, it's still her best role, right? Definitely her hottest performance. Giving James Bond a machine gun just seems to be a very good idea. I never thought of it before.
No more foreplay.
He had the exact right balance of comedy and action stuff. Kind of like all good. Like Arnie had the exact balance right. Oh, and Famke Janssen and whoever, it was some Polish or Czech star that played the Bond girl. Oh, fantastic. Also, Alan Cummings in it as well. Yeah. That was the scene where they started playing that thing over here. When he's right there, right? The movie was like, yeah, it was like this, and I was like, yes.
Name's Bond. James Bond.
He was just born to say that line. And there's just so much good shit to cut together from this movie. It's unbelievable. And I haven't even seen Sean Bean in it. Yeah, Bond was back, baby. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, what a great Christmas. So then Tomorrow Never Dies. And you see, it's still the same, like, knowing riff on that. Check this out.
Yesterday is a memory. Today is history. Tomorrow is in the hands of one man.
Bond. You know the rest.
Oh, perfect. I'm sorry. That is like, again, that sass and swagger. That's what you really need. Oh, was it? There, holding a machine gun sideways. It's, I had no idea it was that cool. Did you have any? I had no idea. No clue. What about that fake shot? It's a great shot. Is this Derek Manning's last one? I don't know.
Tomorrow never dies. Now shooting around the world.
Oh, 2 years later, and he loved that role. Man, he just loved that role. Good for him. Really good for him. The Acolyte actor Jodie Turner-Smith unhappy with Star Wars series cancellation. Hope fans stop having a stick up their ass about people of color. It's not about people of color. And the fact that you always hide behind your skin color when you do a frankly shit job. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. It was shit. Fuck me. What would any Star Wars fan want watching that bullshit for? It was shit beyond shit. Beyond shit. It was shitter than a shit that took a shit, right? Oh, fuck me, it was shit. Nothing to do with your skin color. You were just cast as because your skin color, but it wasn't shit because of your skin color. It was shit because it was shit because it wasn't fucking Star Wars, you dumb fucking cunt. New report reveals Marvel Studios that lost $300 million on Ant-Man, Quantumania, and the Marvels. Yeah. Here's the thing. People like Tony Stark, right? The failed, not the failed. They like heroes that have failing to them, right? And to grow and become heroic, right? That's Tony Stark is a bit of a prick, and then he sees the results of his work, and he's in a cave, and through his genius, he makes the arc reactor from bits and pieces, right? And he overcomes his narcissism, becomes a good person, right? Thor, right, is self-censored brat. He loses his powers, and he grows. He becomes a better person. Captain America was always a hero, and then his body changed, and he's able to, much more be that hero, right? Now Brie Larson comes along, and she's not charismatic at all, and she's like pure. Beginning of the culture war feminist bullshit, right? And she's like starts off being a pointless cunt, and then gets a power for no reason, and then everybody goes, "Oh, you're the greatest," even though you're a pointless cunt. Go woke, go broke, baby. No one. It's been such an incredible failure. I have no sympathy whatsoever, right? No sympathy whatsoever because There's all tried out in the comics, and they had exactly the same effects in the comics, right? Zero sympathy for you, right? Fans cheers the first Descendant reveals. Okay, too much gaming stuff on this website now. Not really that interested. Fine, let's have a look at Cosmic Book News. They got the stinky garbage fan review site. What's this? Yep, let's have a look. Let's have a look at it. Stinky garbage. What are you reviewing? Okay, well, this looks quite fun. Let's see. Joker reviews. Oh, so this is like a geeky Rotten Tomatoes. Stinky garbage. Okay. That's fun. I'm glad they're doing that, right? I am glad they're doing that. Yes, you're just a racist. Yes. Oh, God, Jodie, shut up. Says Ronan turned down Marvel. Good. Yeah, what was it role she turned down? Don't really care. Ewan McGregor, hopefully it'll be 1-2. Yeah, well, how hopeful are you going to be? Look, Marvel lost $300 million, and Kevin Feige went around and fired every woke fuck in there, right? And still we're going to have woke shit going out for ages and ages and ages, right? Disney are like, not Disney, Lucasfilm. They're like, more woke, oh, more woke, please, more woke. Yay. James Hall is a very good director. I'm glad he's doing the Green Lantern TV show. Yeah, so bad idea. And Bleeding Full. What we got here on Bleeding Full? Amazon scraps Alyssa Milano's planned Who's the Boss revival. Well, what a shock. J. Michael Straczynski is set to deconstruct Captain America next. Well, that's it. I like J. Michael Straczynski, right? Yes, Hollywood. Disney is really bad at Star Wars. Yes, we've realized that. No one's laughing now. Joker Folie à Deux is a disaster. Yes, it is, and good for them. Right, good for them. Let's see what this story is. See, this is I got a Jedi Mickey statue back from when it was really good. This is like, I'm just like, fuck me. No. Okay, you want to give me $5 billion and I don't have to do this ever again? I'm cool. Is Disney Star Wars bad? Some simple questions that readers want to know, raised by a Hollywood reporter who attempted to analyze the franchise's underperformance performance on Disney management, despite loyally acknowledging the franchise success in terms of box office returns at the streaming of a few successful shows. The article surprisingly pointed out the declining sales, capsule project, fan backlash. Yeah, that has plagued Star Wars and Indiana Jones. I mean, they destroyed everything, right? There's an exchange in The Force Awakens when Rey and Finn are fleeing the Stormtroopers, and Force Awakens was actually quite good, I thought, from Stormtroopers and searching for a way to escape. Rey spots the legendary Millennium Falcon and declares, it looks like garbage, and then he recognizes garbage will do. Increasingly, that's the attitude fans have about the new Disney Star Wars. Yeah, it's shit. All right, it's shit. We know this isn't fantastic anymore, but Star Wars is still Star Wars, so therefore it won't do. All right, it won't do. I mean, man, Forces female, one of the dumbest things. Yeah, how'd that work out for you, dumb cunts? Right? Are any of you still employed? Probably, because they won't can of you morons. Oh, the cultural destruction. It's disgusting. Smile to the rat. I'm not really a horror fan, essentially. So I'm not really interested in any of that. Although I do like, finally, they're making the cover look like it says sex again, right? That was the good old years. They bring out another Scream book. I quite like those. I got the compendium. There's another ad for it, which has like all 14 issues that they published in one hardback book, and it's really kind of cool. Fine. Let's have a look at the rants and raves. I do like comparing, Darren Scott as the pudgy loser to the hip young Darren Scott, right? As a Hollywood Horror Night, that's at Universal Studios, I believe. Well, of course, they're good. Sounds like the brilliant White sat on the shelf for years is anyone's guess. Did it sat on the shelves? I don't know. My favorite houses were the originals that were. There was a whole series of films waiting to happen. Rant. Could time slow down a bit so I can catch up on the genre films? No, they don't bother. They're all shit. Sport film magazines, you'll miss them when they're gone. Oh, so they're on the way out. They're losing subscribers. Yeah, look, you're fighting against the internet, mate, and this is just such sanitized shit, right? That I'm just not. All you get is sanitized shit, right? So I'm not really that interested. For the benefit of anyone who's unaware, Jonathan Miller's fantastic 1966 version of Alice in Wonderland is now on iPlayer. Really? Wow. Okay, that I got to check out. Trip down the rabbit hole, strongly recommended. Yes, that was fantastic. Wow, I've really got to check that out. Penguin's new weird fiction range is intriguing. There are some well-known names for the first 5 titles. William Hodson's the only one I recognize. But I've never heard of Gertrude Burroughs Bennett, 1948 novel, claimed. Right, me either. Liking the sound of the violinist, Hugo Max's silent cinema tour. Maybe. Not really that good. Season of Power of the Rings have been amazing. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's taken a shit on all canon. It's been shit TV. I can't even watch it. It's garbage. And you are full of shit, Jonathan Coates. You are absolutely full of shit. And you are being paid somehow by Amazon to say that, right? I can't believe it. Particularly enjoyed Rory Kinnear as Tom Bombadil. Yeah, that accent. The revamped titles look great too. Everybody who loves Tolkien hates this shit. So, Jonathan Coates, you are a schmuck, right? That's the only answer I can get. Looking forward to season 3 of From. Didn't see season 1 or 2. Is it worth spending £40 on Corg's forthcoming reissue of the Batmobile? No. With fiery rockets and pop-up... I had that one. Chain Slasher Blade. I did have the fiery rockets. Just have a classic recreation packaging. Sorely tempted. It's not my bag, man. Currently reading Inflamming the Complete Man by Nicholas Shakespeare. Fascinating looking at the man behind Bond, but so exhausted. Yeah, I'm not really into exhausted. Enjoyed the 12 Maidens on Radio 4, Serial from 1971 that mix Rich Brewer science and black magic and Martin Jarvis. Well, that's an interesting mixture right there. Peacock's Teacup is not my traditional Halloween scary treat. Again, Tara Bennett, woke as fuck, lives in LA. Great performances, smart and loaded with surprises you won't see coming. Yeah, everything comes out of mouth. I just like, whatever, don't really care. Excited for more unconventional animation that's full with flow. If you're lamenting the original stories and execution on the big screen, turn your heads towards that animation. Towards animation. Is this a Tomb Raider franchise that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is supposed to be working on? I don't know. DreamWorks brings CGI full circle. Wild Robot. It looks kind of naff. I don't know. Like I don't really have any trust in it. Cinemas from October 18th. Okay, whatever. Let's have a look what we got here. Alison Brie is Evil Lynn and Cameron Mendes is Tila in the live-action Master Universe movie. What's that? It's going to be on Amazon, I believe, isn't it? Jack Black and Paul Rudd are in the frame for the reimagining of 1997 Anaconda. Don't care. Wes Ball to direct a big screen version of Cyberpunk video game Ruiner. Never played it. Suspicious Luca Guadagnino linked to DC's World War II hero Sergeant Rock. Okay. So Ian McKellen, wonderful Gandalf and Andy Serkis's Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. It might be good, but probably not. Vin Diesel reuniting with writer-director David Towie on a new Riddick movie. Rebecca Ferguson, who I like a lot, and Andrew Garfield starring the adaptation of Enid Blyton's The Magic Faraway Tree. Well, that's interesting. Sega video game, Eternal Champions heading towards the bigs, don't care. Neil Blomkamp's Alpha to star Aaron Paul as a death row inmate turned into an apex predator. Again, man, Neil Blomkamp had one good movie in him and then that's vanished, right? Wall Creek's, which was District 9, Wall Creek's Greg McLean to write and direct biblical era horror. The First Exorcist will shoot next year. Yeah. Nothing of that interests me whatsoever. I saw the first episode of Robot Wars, of Terminator. Also, now, and is this? So this is the comic. This is not the Netflix show. Look, Terminator franchise is basically done, right? Desert Storm, Star Wars Lost War comes to the comics. The Battle of Jakku, don't care. I get like modern era, don't care. Raise Lost Ark. Lara Croft is a globetrotting anime style in a new Netflix series, Tomb Raider: Legend of Lara Croft. So this is not the one with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I take it. But yeah, 10th of October, not really interested. Look, here's the thing. Lara Croft was a video game character who was super hot with massive tits. Okay? And now it's like this. So, yeah, no. Lara Croft has to be deeply spankable, right? She is not. What else we got here? James Spader voicing Ultron in Marvel's Vision series. Oh, God. Because Todd Stanwick on board. Wait. Isn't that being written by, what's his name? Terry Matalas? If so, that's worth a look. Terry Matalas did Picard Season 3. Brilliant. Bridgerton and Catherine Chandler, don't care. The minute you say Bridgerton, I go, leave me alone. As joining One Piece. Okay, Star Wars The Acolyte cancelled after one season. But why? It was so stunning and brave. Everybody loved it. Nicholas Denton's the lead. Anne Rice is the Talam Masker. Okay. Pacific Rim prequel series in development. Bad idea. And Pacific Rim, I love that movie so much, right? Everything else has been cack, sadly. Terminator was lucky they got 2 movies out of it. Pacific Rim got 1. South London superhero saga Supercell renewed for a 2nd season. Alfred Molina, Alfie Woodard, Gina Davis, and Bill Pullman joining the supernatural mystery that borrows from the Duffer Brothers. They're the people who did Stranger Things, aren't they? Stephanie Meyer's Twilight adjacent midnight run to get animated version. Dark Matter renewed for a 2nd season on Apple TV. Really? I didn't bother watching it because it didn't look that good to me. DC's Creature Commander 2 premieres on 5th of December. I'm up for watching that. I like anything James Gunn has done. Right? Brad Kane, new showrunner of Friday the 13th prequel Crystal Lake. Dead Boy Detectives, dead at Netflix, along with Neil Gaiman's career. Does that mean his final Marvel Man thing won't be released? I don't know. Stuff you can get. How much is this chainsaw? Goreblind. I think this is sort of the box set of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's quite cool. And Doctor Who basically is shit. Very sadly, Doctor Who shit. Look, Doctor Who meets Charles Darwin, that shit. And then Frida Kahlo and the Skull. Oh, God, go away. Oh, the women and the stunning and brave and stunning. Georgia Tennant, fuck me. What an idiot woman she is. Georgia Tennant is, it's as if during the suffragette movement, right, the men who didn't want there to be for women to have the vote looked in the future and saw Georgia Tennant go, fuck me, they're going to destroy our world. Again, this is the face of the people who hate Donald Trump, right, who hate and who will not be able to cope with the idea that we had world peace and the best economy of our lives. And the people they do back, Keir Starmer, little cunt fascist, isn't he? Yes. And are these people ever going to admit they're wrong, these smug cunts? No, they're not. Oh, God, she's got David Tennant wrapped around her finger, although David Tennant lets himself be wrapped around the finger. What's this? Stalk This Way, genre altern, Alice Lowe talks about her new timey-wimey rom-com. Time Stalker. In theaters, no. In cinemas, don't really care. Who is that? That looks vaguely familiar. Okay, don't know. Do they say who the cast is? Don't care. Not a Transformers fan. I got to check with Autumn Mirabilis because he loves Transformers. If he liked this, I don't know how well this went down. I think, was it good? I really don't know. No idea. James Earl Jones, brown bread, mate. Brown's bread. Never Tear Us Apart. Spoiler alert. Blood is thicker than water in Terrifier 3. Okay, if that's your sort of thing, doesn't do anything for me whatsoever. Still doesn't do anything for me. Through the Looking Glass, from showrunners John Griffiths and Jeff Pinkner explains why they break the rules of their own show in season 3. Well, I haven't seen season 1 or 2. They probably break their own rules because they're not talented enough to keep them. Why don't you stay for a bite? A vampire comes to home as director Eurus Lynn welcomes SFX to his new documentary, The Radleys. Okay. I still can't tell if this is British or American, right? Because it's got what's Damian Lewis and Helly McDonald. It could go either way. It could still be American or English. When is it? Is it on Sky Cinema and now from October 18th? Okay. Again, Hellboy, man, those first 2 Hellboy movies by Guillermo del Toro are fantastic. Everything after that, skippable. The main event, The Dark is Rising and Sane was go away. I mean, I kind of like the first. This is the 3rd version, isn't it? It's a movie? Sound of Silence. Oh, yeah, I actually want to see The Quiet Place, but never got around to it. Now, this is the first thing I'm interested in, Being Human at Evolution. I love this show. And it did have a great evolution, right? How they totally changed casts 3 times, right? This was the cast in the pilot, right? And it basically playing the same people was the cast. I mean, you had, what's his name? What is his name? Russell Tovey, right? In both versions. And I thought she was great. Don't see her so much anymore. What is her name? I can't remember. But that was the first 2 seasons. And then it like developed. They developed like a full new cast. That was like the 3rd season, I think, right? And then you ended up with this completely different cast by the last season. And I think all of them were pretty darn good, right? I really do think they're all good. Read more about Being Human next issue of SFX. I will. I like again. There was Toby Whithouse created it. God, I wish he did Doctor Who. Oh. New animated Gremlins on HBO Max. Okay. The Monsters. Oh, I love them. I always think it's hilarious that that Grandpa and not Marilyn. What's her name again? Not Elvira, but they were the same age, right? I always thought it was hilarious at the same age. Fred Gwynn. He wrote books. He was an artist. He did all these. He had an absolutely incredible life of like just doing all these incredible things. Remembered for Herman Monster, and yeah, with good reason. 1.5 seasons, I think. 2 seasons it went on for, and I think that was it. Weird thing about The Simpsons, right? I'm going to tell you this weird thing. There's a prayer in Judaism called Hallel, right? When you say it's a Thanksgiving thing, it goes on for like 5-10 minutes, right? And there's different tunes to it, and different tunes to the bits to it. So there's a bit of incidental music in the Monsters when, like, you know, Mr. Snedley's walking up the path to the monsters to con them out or something, right? And the incidental music is dun 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 dun. So that's the tune, this ancient tune from this prayer called Hallel. So obviously the guy writing the incidental music was Jewish, because he just ripped that off wholesale. And the tune for Scarborough Fair was also from another, the song that is in the prayer service to bring in the Sabbath, called Kabbalat Sabbath, is a tune from Scarborough Fair. But I do love the Monsters. That's not a bad feature. Boiling Point, what's this? Teacup showrunner Ian McCulloch introduces his novel. It's on, what is this? It's on Peacock from the 10th. Okay, I like this version of Interview with the Vampire. Neil Jordan on bringing Anne Rice's modern vampire classic to the screen 30 years on. This is something I would read as well. This is actually quite interesting. Anything not about current day stuff is much more interesting. Service with a Smile. Smile 2. Again, I didn't see Smile 1. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, horror comics. Okay, and this is another interesting article. Okay, I would totally read this article. That's how they sucked me in. So I didn't like The Devil's Out. I thought it was okay, but I thought the weird conceit of it that Peter Capaldi has to live a whole life and die to start living, and he's always got to start from the beginning again. I thought it was too much of a stretch, right? It's coming back on the 18th of October. I might watch it. I love what they do in the shadows, though. That's always hilarious. There's a new season of it out. Okay, good. I will check it out with glee and gusto. I like Matt Berry in pretty much anything, right? Matt Berry should be the meddling monk. What's this? Who are you going to call? Behind the scenes Halloween Horror Nights? Oh, yeah. So this looks fun, right? This does look fun. And there's another thing I'll read. There's quite a few things there. Anger Management. This is about 28 weeks later, which I thought was a bit naff, quite frankly. And then they're coming up with doing 28 years later now. Is that Idris Elba? It is Idris Elba, man. He gets about a bit. So Alan Moore's got a new book series out, The Great When. I don't know. I wasn't able to get through any of his tech stuff, but I will read this interview. I do. I like Alan Moore, and I like that he's doing what he wants in life now, which is being a writer. So reviews, they gave it 3.5 stars. I think that's fair, quite frankly, for Joko. Fully I'll do Wild Robot, Don't Know, Salem's Lot. Which version is this? This is one. It must be from now. I like the one from the 80s. Time Stalker again, not really interested. Transformers 1, not interested. Beetlejuice, I think 2.5 stars. Again, this is another thing, a completely unnecessary sequel. This would have been great if it was like the 5th or 6th Beetlejuice movie, right? And for the first time, they're going back to the Winona Ryder characters. But it was like, I didn't really care about the Winona Ryder characters, frankly. I think they should have done more like Beetlejuice movies over the years, and then this would have worked better. This is a weird sequel 30 years later. Fair. The Crow gets 3.5 stars. I heard that was awful. Right? I heard that was like beyond awful. Hellboy, The Crooked Man. Who's directing it? Anybody I know? And this is like the 3rd person playing Hellboy, I think. I don't know. My Old Ass. Well, I'll tell you, it's a story off my own heart. Also, Aubrey Plaza. Blimey, she gets about. Okay, more Aubrey Plaza. Never Let It Go. What's this? Post-apocalyptic thing with black people. Yep. Halle Berry personally drags for Anthony B. Popkin. Okay. I'm just like, people say, oh, no, you just hate seeing black people on screen. No, I hate seeing tokenism. And most times you see black people on screen, especially an entirely black cast, it's all tokenism. So I'm just like, not up for it. Oh, God, he got 4.5 stars, really? Sauron rings around the elves. Season first line spoken by Sauron. Always after a defeat is Gandalf's quote from Lord of the Rings. Twilight of the Gods. What is this? Something on Netflix? By Zack Snyder. I don't know. Maybe I should check it out. Although, God, I don't know. Zack Snyder's stuff, I like it a lot, but the last few things he's done have been awful. Like Rebel Moon has not been good. I like the zombie heist movie. That was good. Produced by Val Lewton, Under the Shadow. Okay, retrospective of some director who I've never heard of. Exodus to the Heretic. Give that one a miss. A Quiet Place in the Country. That looks like it's not going to work out well for him. From 1968. Okay. And I don't know what this is about, but it looks wrong. Apartment 7A. The Bond and the Covenant. I'll say about Witches. Tygon Collective, Oddity, Island of Terror, Haunted. See, none of this is interesting me. Okay, for some unknown reason, it just stopped working last night, right? It just, I got up to this page and it wouldn't load up whatsoever. So I have to finish it now, essentially, right? I mean, we're at page 98, so there's not that many places to go. Uglies. I never heard of this. This came out this year. I honestly, I'm not really a fan of the. They do this a lot in Star Trek, right? Especially Discovery, where they have like the virtual props or effects and things like that. And so this just kind of like irritates me. It's directed by McHugh, who's an interesting director. And it's on SVOD. I have no idea how to get it. It doesn't really interest me. Hitcher is an all-time classic, right? Really, genuinely scary. Rutger Hauer being fantastic. 86, man, that was a good year for movies. Outcast, what is that? It seems familiar. It's from 82, so yeah, I think it's from the era. It's only real folk horror, Blood on Stage. It's okay, so it's a British folk horror. Sword and the Sorcerer. This looks familiar as well. I don't really remember it at all, though. But, man, the 80s was a good time for movies. I quite like this Planet of the Apes movie, right? I think it's probably one of the best movies this year. So, it's actually, I accidentally paid my Disney Plus subscription a year in advance. And I wanted to cancel it, and they didn't send me a reminder that it's going to renew. And it just renewed. So I was like, oh, man, really? Really? So I'm stuck with it for another year. And it ended just after Doctor Who, which is basically the only thing I had it for. Interview of the Vampire season 2. I've really got to watch that, right? I like they brought him into Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, and he was good in it. Jacob Anderson, was it? And look, the tragedy is whenever I see a black guy in a role that you would have thought would go to a white person, you and I get it. There's that I'm being like what's the word? Not culturally insensitive, but no, I do get that. That's my issue to somewhat, but like. Oftentimes they're just awful, right? It's just like tokenism, right? And so I didn't bother watching it. Sounds like it's quite good. I really got to check it out. The Coven, a book that I'm not going to read. The Great Wait. Oh, I'm looking forward to reading the review of this. He got 4 out of 5 stars. Sorry, Alan. Being one of the greatest names in comics doesn't get you a 5 out of 5 rating, right? I am intrigued to read it. Maybe there's a book on tape. He did a book on tape for his last one, which was Jerusalem, and it was like 30 hours long because it's such a massive book. I really wish he released Jerusalem in 3 volumes. It would have been way better. What's this? A Search for Bond. The recent Florida clickbait pegging Aaron Taylor Johnson as the heir apparent to the coveted License to Kill proves that James Bond remains a god. Yeah, no, I like James Bond's, right? Hellraiser author shifts the secret history of the franchise to reveal the entire multiverse of men who nearly had 007. Well, that's interesting. Rip Burton, a fan of the novels, and the choice of Ian Fleming said Henry Cavill would make a lot of sense. Well, that sounds pretty darn interesting. The Search for Bond. I know. I mean, I might like that book, right? I might indeed like that book. The Fantasy Worlds of Irwin Allen, man. Okay, let's be clear. Most of the things Irwin Allen did were like really shit, like were really, really abidingly shit. That Lost in Space, but also they were great as well. So was this like an art book of Irwin Allen? Yeah, look, it looks gorgeous. I would like this. 612 pages. They're not pissing around. That's a stocking stuffer, isn't it? Right there. 5 stars. I will probably agree with that. Right. Nothing here. I have any idea what they are. A Terry Pratchett book? Oh, wait, that must be a reissue. Right. I mean, he's been brown bread for years, and now they can't even do any more TV adaptations because they're all with Neil Gaiman, and he's persona non grata in the world. I mean, like, it's always a way. The woker they scream they are, the more dirt there is on them, right? Oh God, they're all the same. They really are. The worlds of George R.R. Martin. I know, not really. Hardback ebook, in-depth exploration of the entire life experience of the historical and literary interest. The Game of Thrones. Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, it should have come out a few years ago. Tripod's all for nothing. I'm really kind of intrigued about this. I was a member of the Tripod Appreciation Society. It only had about 100 members. League of Free Men. There was an event where you had to go trekking across the countryside and avoid large cardboard cutout tripods. Right? It's kind of crap, but it was a fun show. Wow, £45. Bloody hell. That's a little bit crazy. Yeah, no, I'm not. I wouldn't pay £45. Are you crazy? And honestly, I think if you take the first season of Tripod, it was like 12, 13 episodes long, and so was it 6.5 hours of TV? You cut that down to 2 hours, 3 hours maximum. You might get something much better. But man, did it drag. Oh, I tried rewatching it years ago, and man, did it drag. Red Dwarf Discovering the TV Series Volume 1 that covers the first 6 series, reviewing all 36 episodes. Yeah, no, I don't need to. I can review them myself, although I do like a bit Red Dwarf. But yeah, there's really not much to say in the world of Red Dwarf because the Blu-rays and the DVDs and Blu-ray they brought out were just so excellent, right? They were absolutely fantastic. X-Men, I get so far out of Marvel Comics, right? Like Marvel Comics, mainly around fat lesbians sitting around eating and with shit artwork. Like, man, I hate this style of artwork, right? It just seems lazy to me. It really does. Final Cut, that was kind of interesting. Jonathan Burns, he does really weird stuff, right? He does really weird stuff. You might talk me into that. I like Jonathan Burns. He's got very good visual style. How does Star Wars Outlaw get 3 out of 5 stars? Everybody's saying it's the worst thing ever. Vamp PD, it's a new spin-off. New original drama from Big Finish. Seriously not interested in any way, shape, or form. Sadly, I got their first batch of original spin-offs, and mostly I like them, but I don't know, Big Finish it went so woke since then. You can't buy a release of them and go, yeah, no, it's going to be good. You're not going to be lectured about the oppression of women by a woman who's never been oppressed in her life, right? Happens too much. Alan Moore, he's a great writer. Let's see if I can answer any of these questions. Okay. Alan Moore's 2016 novel Jerusalem is set in his hometown. What's that? Northampton. Classic dystopian saga of even Dead First Minute Warrior. Moore co-wrote the Moon and Serpent bumper book of magic with what fellow writer? I think it's Steve Moore, right? Before he died. Let's have a look at the question. That was Steve Moore. Well, I was right. I'm doing good. Okay, let's keep this going. Picture question. Identify. Come back. Identify question for this Alan Moore comic and artist, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Kevin O'Neill. I'm normally shit at these, right? Name the never to be completed project. Moore collaborated with Bill Sienkiewicz. Big numbers, man. More Silver spoofing Image Comics in 1993 actually debuted in which year? 93. I'm gonna guess. What number was that? Not question 6. 93. Oh man, that was a guess. Which animal creation name check the Pope will eat itself song? Can you dig it? I don't know. That one I can't even guess that. V for Vendetta, apparently. Okay. Picture question. Identify the actor behind the mask. This is 8. That's what's his name? Agent Smith from The Matrix. Unless it's the first the first actor who played him. Who what was he in? He was the villain in the good J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. James Purfoy, maybe. But the actor was what's the name of the bloody actor? Did Lord of the Rings as Chief Elf? What number is this? Hugo Weaving. Well, I knew who that was. Moore's Doctor Who Weekly backup strips business user featured which classic foe? That was the Altons. The comic strip My Stars, My Degradation ran in which British music newspaper in the 80s? Sounds, I believe. Let's see. So let's check questions 9 and 10. The Alton Sounds. I was right. Okay. Alan Moore is a follower of which Roman snake god glove puppet? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I mean, Glycon. What's the superhero's alternative alter ego? Mike Moran. In which century does the Battle of Halo Jones take first? 50th century, I believe. Yeah, 50th. In 1999, Moore launched his own imprint ABC. What did ABC say? American Best Comics. I am kicking it on this one. I missed out on 2, right? What's the name of the pirate thing comic that runs in the event? It runs parallel to Events of Watchmen. Curse of the Black Freighter, I believe. Tells the Black Freighter. It says that's close enough. I'm going to give me that. Which of these pseudonyms are not used by Alan Moore? Kurt Vole he used. I think Maxwell Snazzy used. Trans Lucia Baboon. Maxwell Snaz. I'm wrong. 3 missed. Then the graphic novel written with collaboration with Melinda Gebbie, in which the literary characters Alice, Dorothy, and Wendy all have a lot of sex. Lost Girls. Moore wrote the Supernatural for The Man Who Has Everything in 1985. What artist drew it? Dave Gibbons. Yeah, I was right there. And Debbie Strong saying John Constantine drew visual information, which rockstar Sting. Okay, so 60 90 grin. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. I got 17 there. I feel pretty good about this. So once it's got June Prophecy, excited about that. Coming out November 1st. Silo, awesome. Star Trek Lower Decks, oh, fuck off. Nautilus sets sail for 20 Leagues Under Sea. There's a new 20 Leagues Under Sea movie. Okay, Wicked looks like it's going to be crap. At the Earth's Core, don't know. Scream. I remember when I started this video, I said I got this compendium. It's really cool. It is very, very cool. 2 stories straight from hell. Do you dare walk these steps again? The Exorcist 3, which was a pretty darn good movie, I have to say. Exorcist 2, The Heretic, it was pretty darn shit. Okay? So there you go. That's SFX for this month. Is there a recommend? Well, there's actually quite a lot in it. I'm interested in. Let's have a look. Count how many pages out of 116. And I'm saying none so far, right? No. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the monsters and being human. 7, 8, 9. That's Interview a Vampire. 10, 11, 12 horror comics. I might read the 12, 13. Fine, I'll read the Devil's Hour thing probably. 12, 13, 14, 15. That's What We Do in the Shadows. I like that. 14, 15. 16, 17. The Hollywood Horror Nights. 16, 17. 18, 19, 20. That's looking back at 20 weeks later. And Alan Moore. As you heard, I quite like Alan Moore. And 21. So 21 pages. Not bad. Honestly, not a bad score for current day SFX magazine for me. Is it recommend? I don't know. Look, we just looked through it. You decide for yourself, right? You decide for yourself if this is a recommend. Who knows or dares to dream. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.